Good evening, YouTube. This is Tyre, Metalhead Weatherman. Hopefully, you guys are having a good start to your Thursday. Got a little bit to talk about here. This should be a pretty brief video. Things have changed a bit since the last time I spoke to you. We had a slight risk of severe weather earlier. That is now since then diminished. And you can see our upper level low spinning around here. This is going to be the catalyst for more severe weather in the days to come. And then there will be another storm right behind that. As you can see here, all the way up to day 5 now, we have slight risk from Thursday to Sunday. For some of you, these storm systems are going to be through here, especially towards the southeast, and then by this weekend, you should be good. But areas around the northern plains, I'm watching you guys particularly close. Let's get into the details, shall we? So our severe weather threat for tonight is dying down, so we'll just jump right into Thursday. And we actually have 2 areas now. Before, we only had this area that was showing a slight risk, and now we have another one that's actually popped up around the northwest of all places. So basically, we have now Butte, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Missoula, Montana, Pendleton, Oregon. Wow. Pendleton, Oregon even in play now. Like, we're getting pretty far into the reaches of the northwest here that are in line for some potential severe weather. Main threats, I'm expecting them to be damaging winds and hail over there. And there you have it. Tornado threat is a little bit more with this other system, which we've been talking about recently. Still a 2% chance. There's been no real upgrades. If anything, I think it might have been actually down ticked, which is good. But, well, we'll keep an eye on this, of course, and then we'll take a quick look at day 3. We'll only talk about these next couple of days here. Day 3, I'm not sure what the hazard type is. I'm pretty sure it's going to still be damaging straight line winds and hail. I'm thinking straight line winds are going to be the main threat with this upper level low. Still can't rule out a tornado, but the threat's not going to be that impressive. But this is a very long swath of potential severe weather expected. This goes all the way, the slight risk goes as far south as Savannah, Georgia, and reaches all the way towards Scranton. And it's just to the west of New York City. Very well could reach into New York City, depending on how forecasts go in the next 48 hours. But areas in between, we can include Wilmington, we can include Charleston, we can also say Raleigh's in there, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Washington, D.C., and Baltimore in there as well. And then we have this little marginal risk that's popped up as well around the northwest and the central plains. The western half of North Dakota is in play. Small corner of South Dakota towards the northwest is involved, and then we have about at least half of Montana as well. You have a few big cities like Minot and Bismarck in play, and then we have Billings and Glasgow in play as well for marginal risk. The marginal risk on the eastern half goes all the way to the Gulf Coast and extends all the way up into areas like New Hampshire and Connecticut, that region. Well, Vermont and New Hampshire, excuse me. I don't know how I'm getting states mixed up lately. It just seems like that's been happening a lot. Yeah, even areas like Burlington and Watertown, you guys aren't excluded from this. So let's take a look at the Euro now. I haven't been really liking how the GFS has been lately on its forecast model runs. Just not showing the same kind of definition that some other models, especially the Euro, has been. So we're going to try to take a little change in approach here. But we'll start out looking at the low-level wind field. Just see what we got here in regards to any sort of tornado threat. I mainly think this is going to be a damaging wind threat. If you could get storms that could form up on this, form up a lot closer to this, where this low level is spinning at, this upper level low is spinning at, maybe you could get you're more likely to get a spin up, but I think a lot of the I think there's a lot going against that. And even then, I haven't been super impressed with the amount of lift. So, I mean, I guess all in all, that's a good thing because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are tired of severe weather and tornadoes. So, come tomorrow, we can look at this low level jet and we see it clearly beginning to move up into the Ohio Valley. That is where our area of concern is tomorrow. And into the mid morning and early afternoon hours, we have a pretty good spike here, actually. We're getting towards that 50 knot mark, which is when things start to really pick up. Also, want to note just how much wind energy there is behind this front and this upper level low here. Those winds that we're dealing with ahead of the storm or during the storm, they might not go away completely afterwards. So keep a close eye on that. And then we go into Friday, and we can see this. Low-level jet here starting to push off further to the north and east. If there's any sort of tornado threat, I think it's going to be positioned a little bit further to the north, maybe around the DC area. We may get it over to the Long Island area, but this is going to be mid to late Friday morning into early Friday afternoon, and then the rest of the weekend, I think things start to calm down around the south and east. Then we're going back to watching the northern plains for a severe weather threat through Memorial Day weekend, unfortunately. And then on Sunday, we have a pretty big area that pops up here. We'll have to watch that real close. But I think also the area of interest that we've been looking at is going to be still around the northern plains. So we're going to take a look at what the radar could look like over the next few days. I don't know why I keep having issues with going into a forecast loop, but sheesh. It's here now, and Euro tends to be a lot more reliable than some of the other models, not just with forecasting, but just loading. So now we will scroll down, and we will watch this upper level low move off to the east. Still hanging in there. Still a pretty impressive low pressure. We're still hanging pretty close to that 1,000 millibar mark, even going into Friday. You can definitely see the thing spinning pretty well. Spinning pretty well, even going into Saturday afternoon. At this point, a lot of the weather. Hang on, there's a little something that pops up around Canada, works its way towards Maine, and then on the backside of it, there's a interesting look at some storm cells. We'll take a quick look at that sounding, because it's right on that south. It's right on that really odd southeast southwestern flank. The surface shear doesn't really look impressive. This does kind of have a linear look to it though, so there could be more damaging winds in store for the northeast this weekend, right before Memorial Day. And then Sunday comes around, and here's our next troublemaker here, already kicking off some storms in the northern plains. And before we know it, we're at the end of the model run. And one thing I will note is that, especially for areas towards the south, throughout the week, notice that it's been a lot cloudier during the day, kind of keeping the temps low, even though the dew points are high. At least the temperatures aren't hitting 80 and 90 along with these dew points, because that would be utterly miserable. Let's take a quick look at the cloud cover over the next few days. I mean, you can pretty much see it right now. The entire eastern seaboard is pretty much just just completely immersed in cloud cover right now. And I don't expect this to change much in the next couple of days, and you can even see it highlighted when where our clouds are. Here's upper level low. It's moving its way off to the east. And then as this front goes through, come Saturday, mid to late Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, we will watch these clouds burn off, and then by Sunday, should turn into a pretty nice day for the southeast. And then as this next system moves in, the clouds will be returning. So still plenty to look at right now. I'll have a longer range forecast tomorrow, and we'll kind of get more, and we'll probably talk about the tropics a little bit more, because business is definitely, because confidence keeps increasing on that storm that I had been talking about yesterday. I'll have that video up for you guys. I'll have yesterday's video up towards the end of this video. This is all I got for you guys tonight. This has been Tired Metalhead Weatherman. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy Hump Day.